Hi there. My name is Chris Farrow. Welcome to my channel, either on YouTube or Facebook you're watching. And I'm so excited to be here. I am not perfect, so I am 5 minutes late, and I'm wearing a foundation color that I would describe as being too light. Too light. Now, why am I doing so? Because you know what? Turns out I got tan in the 2 weeks I was gone. I guess this is what I bought at one point, and now I'm here, honey, and it's Casper the Friendly Ghost. Okay, so hello. Happy almost New Year. It's Tuesday, December 30th. Hi, Hawaiian dude. It's 4:07 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'm super excited to do a combo episode of 90 Day Fiancé, a live recap of The Other Way. This is season 7, episodes 12. No, what is literally, I'm having, it's not, it's, why did I put 12 and 13? I think it's supposed to be, Lord knows, 17 and 16 and 17. This is so interesting, but yeah, it is 16 and 17. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to edit that in post. Okay. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I did open saying I'm not perfect, and then I wanted to really show you. I want to make sure that you're paying attention that I labeled this wrong. However, I promise you, it's episodes 16 and 17. We're talking 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, season 7. Okay. Hi. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. Hi. Nice to see you. So, again, Happy New Year. I hope all is well. I certainly wish that you all had for the Hawaiian dude, a Mele Kaliki Maka. And for anyone else, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, however you celebrate. It's the end of an era, and the era being 2025. And on to the next. So I think it's a good thing to remember that, again, there's nothing that lasts forever, and things transform just like time does, just like years do. You can't hold on to 1 year. It's going to be a new year in 2 days. And you can't hold on to anything. Why I would label something wrong on YouTube and Facebook. I'm so mad at myself. However, I'm just going to wait a little bit for people to get in the room because your girl Meet was late, and then I'll get into this. By the way, I had a fabulous time. I went to London. I went to Paris. And that is what a privilege to do so. I've never been, I haven't been to anywhere in not my parents' house or family house, on Christmas. And I haven't spent time in Paris since I did a study abroad, a long ass time ago, so, maybe I didn't, I'm so sorry. I've been to Paris twice. No, okay. I've been to Paris. This is my 4th trip to Paris, but it's been 15 years. Okay. So, and Paris is my favorite city besides New York. I live in Los Angeles. I really had such a great time. I got to go to London for the West End premiere of Oh Mary, which was so fun. And then since it was just my dad and I, after my friends left in London, we were like, we can go back to America, or we can just go to, take a train and experience another kind of holiday season. And it was so great. Now, I will say this, my heart was there, and I did so many fun things. I'm going to write a Substack about it with all the pictures. But I will also tell you that my body wasn't there. My body would not get in line. And I mean, I didn't sleep at all. I mean, not at all. And I had some other, I just, I was holding on. I mean, nothing, I was really dehydrated. Nothing went well for me, body wise, and I then threw out a hip. But at the same time, I pulled a groin getting off the Eurostar, because you have to obviously move your own luggage, which is totally normal and great. But I had packed a lot because I had been, I was going to go to 2 different cities, and I'm an American, and it's cold there. So I brought so many coats, so many boots. And so, yeah, I pulled a groin muscle getting off of the train and trying to throw my trunk onto the ground. And then I had to take 4 different Advils. And it went away. But yeah, I really had a privileged, holiday season. And I really am so thankful I went. And I hate to complain at all. It's just that sometimes you're like, when you just like see, you're gonna see, if you follow me, you're gonna see you saw a lot of pictures of it. And you're like, oh, this is so magical, and it certainly was. But just know that the entire time, my body's like, we're not gonna let you enjoy it 100%. You're not gonna ever sleep. And when you don't sleep for like 14 days, you can like have some like crying spells. I really had a great time. I really did. And there's a lot of great memories, and I saw great art. I bought some fun things. So what a gift. I when you like know how lucky you are about something, you're like, I am going to enjoy this. This is like a once in a lifetime thing, even though I told you I've been there 4 times. Okay, God bless. I'm 43 years old. It isn't like I'm not 20. Okay. So it's still privileged. Okay. I'm lucky. But at the same time, when you know that, and then you just you can't sit in it because there's something else happening. You're like, God damn it. Anyone else would be eating this up. And I am like, just sleep. Can I just fall asleep for like 5 hours so I can have a little better mental health? Okay. 6 minutes in. I'll start at 7 minutes, and then I'll remember to write a comment. Please write a comment after this is posted. At the same time, on the docket, I'm following 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days on Vanity Fair. So that is the podcast that I am hosting by myself. Tee. I mean, it's a solo podcast. I have guests. So if you want to listen to me talk about that, you absolutely can wherever you listen to podcasts, and then also give me a 5-star review. I really need it. At the same time, you can also just probably watch that. I am going to start a transition where I try and like monetize things, just so I can make some sort of like cash for, my life. And so if you want to get the first visuals, I'm going to have to transfer the first visuals, like brand new spanking visuals, to a membership platform of some kind, maybe YouTube, maybe Patreon. And then like hours later, like the next day, I will perhaps put them free on YouTube. So I'm just going to try and see how I can make 2026 work for me. And I certainly wish you guys too. Oh no. I should have started already. So I just want to tell you that's what's happening. And then coming up, though, I am going to record Sister Wives with a very special guest tomorrow and do a live recap. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it is with my amazing cousin, Monique. And I'm so super excited to talk with Monique, who is obviously like my cousin wife, about the show because she's watched every season and she hates it, loves it like I do. So it's going to be tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, welcome as we talk about 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be season 7, and it's an episode 16 and 17 combo. And if you are watching anything live right now, and that's not what it says above thing, I was wrong. 16 and 17, the last 2 episodes in one right now. Okay, all the couples. Let's get in. So on 16, we had Dylan and Patia. On 17, we don't. So Dylan meets with his friend Chris, and Chris is like, when are you going to propose? That's not it. But he's like, when are you going to propose? And the thing about it is, like, he's already been proposing. He's already been living with her. He's already been proposing. And he just keeps taking everything back, like a Native American giver. You know what I'm saying? If you're like a 90s child, you can't say the other thing, and that's fine. But he keeps snatching things back, honey. By the way, what a fucking racist. Like, we're the ones. We... The term I'm not using, but if you're paying attention, you maybe know the term I'm not using. That must be about what Americans did to Native Americans. We are the ones that like would give them things and then take it back. Be like, well, you're gonna have to move from this area, but you get all of this area. And then like 5 days later, we're like, cool. We're gonna move from that area and get all of up there's area. And then just, that's what that means, right? Okay. So he's done that with this ring. He's already given her a ring. This ring. He proposed to her, Patia, and then took it backsies. No takesy backsies. He did though. Now, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't love the ring. So I'd be like, okay. Do better next time. It's just, it looks like It's gold and it's big. It's like it has a billion little stones on it. Who knows what they are? It looks very dated, and it absolutely looks like a ring that he bought third hand from an estate sale of like someone from like Miami, or Palm Springs. And it's hideous. It's hideous. Really ugly ring. Um, she's already seen the ring and she knows he took it back. And I think it's weird that he thinks he's just going to use a brand new ring. Cause it's like that ring is cursed. Also by like whatever dead soul you bought it off of. Because mm, he's, trying to, I guess, he's trying to have like a leg to stand on with Chris, but Chris knows his shit. He's like, it's been 12 years. What the fuck are you waiting for? You're weird. If you don't know by now, it's no. He's like, well, I want to fix some issues. Like, well, you already had enough time. 12 years, like, if it's not fixed, it's not going to be fixed. Especially, someone who, God bless, doesn't want to be fixed. It's funny because he is so like his whole thing, right? His adamant problem is that he is a mama's boy and talks too much to his mom and has obviously a very close relationship to his mom. And he thinks it's a non-issue. He thinks it's a non-issue. And he's mad that Petya thinks it's an issue. And yet he's sitting here being like, I need to fix these issues. Well, first of all, is acknowledging any of them. Any of them. You are controlling. What do you want from this woman? He seems to truly want, if we're going to believe this hook, line, and sinker, that this relationship is real, and I'm having a hard time. It seems like what he really wants her to do is like feel badly about the choices that she made and therefore will say yes to whatever it is he wants and just like go with the flow of him, as well as give up like her lifestyle. It's kind of like Love Off the Grid a little bit. Except that he was also part of her lifestyle. I don't know how much money he has or what his income is because he has rental properties. They come in. He works as a plumber. We forgot about that. We're like, oh yeah, what? He's a plumber? But he's obviously dressed like Crocodile Dundee, which is the name of that person. Crocodile Dundee. Like he's someone who like eats at he's a walking Outback Steakhouse commercial. Like he should do the voiceover, like he invented the bloomin' onion. God. Remember when we all loved the bloomin' onions at Outback Steakhouse? And then there was like one shitty news story where they're like, hey assholes, you know how many like calories and fats in that? And we were like, no, it's vegetables. And then they were like, oh, you don't? It's 4,000 calories and I'm so sorry. It's actually 1 billion grams of fat. Did you know? And we're like, oh, is that with the dripping sauce? Because it's an appetizer. And you're going to get like something else afterward. Anyway. Ugh. But he does, he really likes to fit that bill. And by the way, a lot of people on the streets of the internets, which is Reddit for me, and by a lot of people like 3 are like, we're Australian and we don't get him, or we're from Tasmania and he's like, playing it up. It seems like he is like putting on the facade to like seem extra. Right. Kangaroos. Kind of. God. If I could do an Australian accent and like a French accent really well, I'd be so unstoppable. And right now I'm so stoppable. Hi. Hello. Okay. So, he also admits that in Thailand, he didn't give her money. Like he didn't give her anything. Like he almost describes it as like an allowance. And so I'm like, well, what is happening there? How much money were you making in Thailand? And was she not allowed to work? And if she's not allowed to work, yes, and you told her to stay at home and you told her you wanted her to look hot and sit there, then yeah, you definitely have to give this person money to like live. And also, I you didn't give her any money in Thailand. I mean, I haven't been to Thailand. Again, I only go to Paris. Just kidding. I would love to go to Thailand, but I've never been there. I'm just assuming that it's not like I'm assuming that it's like not as expensive day to day. So if your ass is telling me that you wouldn't give her any fucking money in Thailand, then like, yeah, why does she think you're going to give her money in Tasmania, where you have like family and rental properties and stuff like that? I'm just assuming it's more expensive in Tasmania, but you can tell me maybe it's the same. And yeah, I mean, here's the thing: this is what's the same. He's a cheap bastard wherever he goes. He's controlling and weird and cheap, and I don't feel bad for him at all. And I think that the only thing is that I don't know what she gets out of this, except that she's like, well, he's young and hot, and I want to be in a relationship with him. And if we're supposed to believe everything, that they've been together for a long time, and so there's like a comfort there. But we're all watching this, and we're all like, your chemistry is like high school D level. Like, your chemistry is not good. Your chemistry is like some fucking asshole who like dropped out like the first day, but like, made their scene partner like turn in their homework all the time for them. It's just like, it's not there. It's not good. Yeah, it's not like hot. It's not romantic. I mean, but let's move on because we're supposed to get one of those scenes. Okay, so he takes her to a strip club, and like this is where we're supposed to, I guess, feel any sort of sexual vibe between them, which is you know not it's a sexual atmosphere, and truly the lady that signed her release to like film herself dancing is a good dancer. um she's having a good time. He seems detached. He seems like he's never been in a strip club ever. I mean, he seems so prudish about it. Like, what I do is I go up there for, you know, older women and they throw money at me, but she does a champagne room. Now, champagne room with one person and him on a stage. And if he says he never does any like solo work, is, hmm, it's not being cognizant to the patriarchal society that we live in, and sex how sex how sexuality is displayed in social situations. I haven't, you know, I haven't stripped. Um and I wouldn't okay, I've gone to like a handful of strip clubs over the years. I've been to probably like maybe one more strip club experience than I've been to Paris. But like, I do feel like I've been to like some ridiculous ones and also like some good ones. So like in LA, I don't know why I keep saying like so much. I truly hate it as much as you. In LA, there's Jimbo's Clown Room, which is like it's like there were strippers there, but it's not really a strip club. It kind of is, but it's more like this alternative hangout where people have birthday parties. It's just a different culture than like what you would consider a strip club. And I've been to Crazy Horse in Vegas, and that was like a very beautiful strip club. Like big, fancy, like every person that works there looks like a top tier baddie, like top tier baddie. Um Also Amsterdam, it's so funny because it's like, yeah, like when you go to the red light district, and not that I've been to that many times, but when I did the study abroad in France 1 billion years ago, I went to Amsterdam, so I went to the red light district. Okay, God bless. So when you go there, like the women or whoever's in the when I went there, whatever, God bless, the workers in the windows were drop dead gorgeous, right? Like not like top tier porn, like the people that are winning the porn award looked like what was happening at the red light district. And Crazy Horse in Vegas was kind of like that. Like because yeah. So then besides that, there's this one strip club I went to, and then there's the southern strip clubs I went to, one in Atlanta and one in New Orleans. So the one in Atlanta, and I forgot the name, it starts with a C, and I would love anyone to know it, is famous for elder strippers. So it's kind of kitschy and fun. And then the one in New Orleans I went to was like, I think run of the mill, if not a little depressing. And I was 15. I looked old. Um All that to say there's obviously many different experiences, but if you work in that industry, you understand how women and men experience that. Like women experience a male stripper like giddy schoolgirls who are embarrassed but also turned on, but it's hard to like let yourself go and enjoy that because there's all this shame and weirdness and awkwardness and insecurity when it comes to that kind of stuff. And it's like very interesting the way male strippers perform for a female. Like there's like, showing off and like sexy dancing and stuff like that. But there's a lot of like picking them up and like flipping them around and like doing things like that. Claremont Lounge. Tammy. It's Claremont Lounge. I'm so sorry. Claremont Lounge is the name of the Atlanta strip club. Thank you. I had a friend who was so obsessed with it, she wanted to write a pilot about it. I think she did actually. And I was like, yeah, I want to read that pilot. I want to be in that show. Okay. And that's when I would get my stripper fantasy. Like my J-Lo fantasy is like I have, just for some reason as an actress, I get cast as like a hardcore regular stripper at a strip club so that Chris Farrah has to like train like a Nora, honey. She has to, just to like get really good at it. I don't really, I'll be honest. The pole work is very fucking hard and you get bruises everywhere. And I don't have the skin for it. You actually have to have like grippy skin. I already bruise so easily, like from absolutely nothing. So that's not me. But I can do heel work. I can sit in a chair and like look fancy, only because I've enjoyed so much Fosse technique Broadway over the years. And it's kind of similar. Okay. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that she needs to make money the way she makes money. And the way that women make money as strippers is private dances because men aren't as embarrassed. And men either can go to a strip club with each other and be like, yeah, having fun. She's hot. And then like when a girl stripper is dancing on a man, let's just say he's in front of his friends. I mean, maybe he feels shame if he's like, if he's a little inexperienced or whatever, but there's also like a whole probability where he's like enjoying the fuck out of it and then just like pretending that no one else is there. And champagne rooms, have that. But like, it's very hard for a woman in a social situation to like let a man dance on her and for her to really pretend that she and him are alone in a room and that she's going to allow herself to think that this man and her are like in any sort of like romantic situation. But sometimes when you watch men and strippers, it's like they forget that this isn't real. But women never forget. Women never let themselves leave their bodies in such a way to be like, this isn't real. You aren't 100% safe. This is what's happening. I mean, that's what it is. And I don't know why he didn't speak to that. Instead, he was like, you do this dirty thing and I get to do this better thing. And it's like, yeah, because it's really like, you're not going to make any money in a fucking champagne room. That's why, buddy. She's going to make more money than you for the rest of her fucking life if she's like a stripper. And if she's going to champagne room, she's going to make, I don't do math. 50 to 500, somewhere in that range. And he is going to get like whatever dollar tips is going to throw at a bunch of an ensemble of men. So yeah, I just even in this moment of the strip club, I'm like, you are two fucking opposites. Like you're not even hot together in this strip club. You're not even sexy in this strip club together. You're not like letting each other be turned on, I guess, by while you're watching. Like I have never gone to a strip club with in my 5 times I went with a significant other or any romantic person. So again, I'm playing at like what happens there. But I'm assuming that, if you do that, like you look at the strippers and he looks at the strippers and you're both like turned on and then you're looking at each other and you're like, and then like, there's all of that sexual vibe and tension. Not there. Not even close. Doesn't even exist. Honey, she left it back at home in America. Ugh. Hi. Okay, so let's move on to Madeline and Luke. So this went from intolerable and sort of like over the top, like fakeness to then being wildly it had a wild shift now where we're supposed to feel bad for Madeline and we're supposed to care a lot more about Luke's well-being, financial situation, dreams, but we certainly don't. Not one person who watches this show has a moment of empathy for Luke or wants the best for him and really is like, "Oh, I hope that he pulls through with this situation. I hope he gets this resort. I hope that he puts his name on. I hope he fucks over Madeline. I also hope that he either leaves or marries her, whatever makes him happy." Like no one's like putting all their money on you know, Luke's happiness like being theirs. Um Having said that, we have to pick up on whether she's pregnant or not. Oh, I really wonder what the hell is happening. It definitely doesn't seem like the shittiest thrown in storyline. Like they should have tried anything else because it's way more interesting to have her talk about her relationship with her mom or whether who's going to be at her wedding or how that goes down or, how about the friends that she like slept naked with any of those friends going to be at the wedding? Like things that you set up in past seasons would be more interesting to me than whether she's pregnant or not when we know that she's not. So he also says during this time that he thinks that Madeline would be a good mom. And Luke is weird. Luke's weird. And he creeps me out. And then the streets of Reddit. And I agree. But what's going to even be like the grossest thing about Luke is that when we were reminded about his dad, Jim, and we see Jim again and we hear his voice and we try and place where that accent is and it makes no sense and he has that long ass hair and we look at the shape of his face, like where his chin hits and like the trajectory of his cheeks, and we're like, Luke, Madeline and your dad look fucking identical. They have the same shape face. Yeah, she got a nose job, but you can literally see like, you know, Madeline's pretty, and the dad looks nothing like Luke. The dad's a little scary looking, but Madeline and the dad look very similar, and that part to me is telling. The dad's also like now painted as a businessman, runs multi-million dollar businesses, and also hates women. A He is like, Madeline just has her hooks in him and Madeline knows what she's doing. And Madeline's like a tough cookie and you can't let Madeline run everything now and you have to like put her in her place or it's always going to be horrible. And Madeline's like 2 years old. He never tells his son anything about what his son has done. His Luke late well, okay. Luke will later. Okay, let me go back. So they go to like they're at the wedding event place, which is called Bliss Club. That's fine. And obviously Jim is coming, and she's nervous to meet him, and she should be because he wants to like talk to her about the deed and the whole thing at the resort that we're supposed to believe that's like not a real big thing because as we let Jim tell us, Luke has no money, so this is kind of like a fool's paradise. Like it's like he's just a Lulu, like being like, I got these plans to build this thing with all the electricity here. And his dad's like, that costs like a lot of money, right? And you have none. Like this, you can't even keep a shitty sunglass business afloat that has no brick and mortar. I mean, I had to give you $3,000. What are you talking about? What are you gonna pay for one thing on this? Okay. But I wish Jim would be like, you're so stupid for doing that. No, you have to like make some money before you can just think you're going to invest it all in and somehow get a whole resort up in a brand new country you don't know about because you can speak a little Spanish. Who the fuck do you think you are? Who did I raise? I mean, but unfortunately, Jim, I feel like would just be like, it was your mother that did this to you. um, So when he meets Madeline, he comes up and her family's there too. And we're like, that's where I'm like, okay, you need to go around and, we need to like know everything about what's happening here. Because if this is your great grandmother, like, was she around when your mom wasn't around? Like, Madeline's like, my mom was going to come tomorrow. And I feel like there's a story behind there. Like, why is she only coming tomorrow? What is she doing? Why is your whole family here for your wedding and not your mom? And how do you feel about that? I don't care about your fake, stupid pregnancy and goddamn limes. So anyway, when Jim meets Madeline, he's like, yeah, are you learning how to write your signature so you can write Miss Barry on them checks? Such an awkward passive aggressive thing. I want Madeline to be like, yeah, yes, I'm going to allow your son to take care of me financially. It's what we've always been doing. It's part of the nature of our relationship, transactional. I believe a man should take care of me financially and also treat me really, really well. So yeah, I'm going to write all of the checks and I don't feel bad about it. And I'll tell you what I'm also going to write my name on: the deed to your son's dick. I mean, just kidding. Resort plans, resort land deed. Because sometimes I'm like, does Madeline, God bless, speaks really better English than I speak Spanish. And I want her to, in a confessional, be like, is this man weird? Also, do we look alike? Is that weird? We look alike a little bit, don't we? Okay. One cute moment is when Madeline's like coaching her family to say nice to meet you. She's like, okay, guys, when he comes up, nice to meet you. And they're like, yes, nice to meet you. And it's funny because do you ever see that video on YouTube that's like what people who don't speak American think American sounds like, Because I could do a bunch of like, oh, French sounds like whatever. Obviously, this is like rudimentary. And I'm not gonna go on. Arabic sounds like maybe I don't know. I'm just being wildly racist, and I pick the two things I can do. I'm an Arab and American, but I wonder, yeah, when you hear like what American English sounds like to other people, it's very rhotic. Our hearing it's like a lot of R's to me. Anyway, all that to be like, yeah, people have to be like, I to meet you. So God bless when, the young little boy is like, yes, I got it. Nice you meet you. Got it. And I was like, yeah, that's really hard. To and you sound exactly alike. It's just one little consonant off. I want more Madeline and dad drama, and I definitely want like Madeline's mom against his dad. Okay, so let's move on to Chloe and Johnny. So they go to the beach to process, which is what we all should do sometimes. Just really put toes to sandsies, really feel that earth, really let the ocean air just like hit our face, smell it, and like process. Now, when they process, it is go to the beach, and then she like sits on his leg, and he's like, "Yeah, that right there." I'm like, that is not comfortable for her. No one wants to sit on someone's leg and lap for like a long period of time. It's like a hard, weird muscle. You just like, it's moving. It's like not super stable, but I wouldn't want to. She's like, yeah, this is fun, but I'm going to have meatball night. Now, we're all like, well, are you going to get fucking Snooki in from Jersey Shore? How the hell are you going to have a meatball night in goddamn Aruba with your blonde ass hair? But she doesn't know that because that's a whole different generation. So she does not understand what the fuck meatball night means. But we do. Okay. Meatball night is when her and her friend Maria like get drunk and be meatballs together, which we're like, ugh. Are you gonna gym tan laundry? Are you gonna say calls are here? Like, is that what also happens on meatball night? Ugh. So um he is now we get like the part of the storyline where he's like he's suddenly jealous, like jealous asshole. Like, just remember that we started off with her not going to be happy with his, his shindig, her being hyper controlling and wanting to know where he is at all times and like, stalking him. Then of course her mom. And now it's completely changed where he is like, you can't go out without me. and she like wants to go out with a friend that like he's met before. And he's like, "Yeah, I just want to know what kind of mode you're in. Like it's a wife test." And we're like, "What?" "Oh, well, I'm going to tell you right now that this 20 nothing year old shouldn't be part of your wife test. You're a dumbass. And I can don't even need a test to tell you that right now." Make her pass a wife test? She's nothing years old. Also, you know why she's not going to pass her wife test? Because her mother hates you. That's how you know she is not it for you. You can't have that mom hate your fucking guts, can't trust you with her daughter and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you're okay for my wife test." No. Okay. Um, so they go to dinner. It's her and her friends, and all of those girls are like, we got a memo from the producers to like really clearly state to you that Johnny isn't shit. He's not it. Not it. He is cheating on you, has cheated on you, is going to cheat on you again. All you have to do is you just lay and wait. We're telling you not like, "Oh, you live in LA and there might be earthquakes and maybe the big one's coming." We're telling you it's coming right now. It's about to happen again tomorrow and it's happening tonight. So like, where's your fucking kid? And she's like, "Well, we'll see." And her friends are like, ugh. Now, I like everything style wise that's happening with them. And I don't mind. And I want to bring it up because they're the younger generation and it makes me important. It makes me, I guess, I won't say it makes me important. That's not all I said. I want to say it's important to keep abreast of the trends. Um, so all her friends show up to meatball night in absolute black on black because this meatball night is actually the funeral for their relationship, Chloe and Johnny. Dearly beloved, we've gathered here to say our goodbyes. Um, they are like, yeah, we are going to be in mourning for, whatever you have with him. And we're also going to wear like cute black flats. They're like loafers and like kind of those like wedge sandals that like was again also popular in the 90s and early 2000s, almost like Doc Martens, but also just like if it's a sandal. Like a Mary Jane kind of sandal. God, I was like, what is happening there? And one of their friends has a LV bag. I thought I had taken a picture and I can't find it for you right now. So you just have to trust me. Look like a never full. So this is where after the girls have dinner, okay, and then they go out for like separate drinks. One girl leaves. She's like, "I don't want any part of fucking this." And then now she's walking with her friend Maria, Chloe is, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. So here's the other thing. He's going to meet up with us, the person that you hate. Yes, the one and the same that you were like, we don't like this guy." I was like, "Cool. Well, he's going to meet up with us later." And they're like, "Why?" He's like, "Yeah, he just, he wants to." And Chloe is not doing one of two things. A, it sucks because she has already like doesn't trust him. And so she wants to like know what's happening. But he's like, "Well, if that's what you want, then you have to give it back to me." Maria's like, he's a machismo asshole. He's the kind of guy that thinks that he can do what the fuck he wants, but it better not be you. And how dare you think that you can like live in a world that he inhabits, which is a cheating, fucked up, I can get drunk with my friends and flirt with anyone kind of world. And you better not like make a side eye. Also, at this point, it's before Johnny gets there. Chloe orders, and you're welcome that I remembered this, vodka 7 Up with a splash of grenadine. And we were all like, "Bitch, a dirty Shirley?" "Hi, can I have vodka 7 Up? I like vodka with 7 Up and a splash of grenadine." So many syllables. It's a dirty Shirley. Is that what you want, a dirty Shirley? Just say it then, dirty Shirley. Also, if if you are dating someone that orders a dirty Shirley, you can't date them if you aren't their exact age. I cannot imagine like going on a date with someone and having them order like, I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, if a guy ordered dirty Shirley, any age, I'd be like, no, Nobody. I can't ever wait a minute, how am I gonna ever order a drink with you ever again? Oh my god, any bartender, like, would just be like, "Oh," and you'd be like, "I know, I'm so sorry." Wild. I hate it's funny why drinks mean something, like, what your drink is or what your vibe is. So, interesting. I There's different drinks. My signature drink, and this again is so bougie, I hate to even bring it up because sometimes I like say things and it's like come out of my mouth. I'm like, don't share this because it's a nightmare for you. You're a nightmare, Chris. And I'm like, okay. I love a French 75. I love a French 75. I do love one. I enjoy them. They're great. If there's not a French 75, then, maybe I'll get honestly what her friend ordered, Maria. Like, I think she got reposado and pineapple. Yum as fuck. Even when Maria heard the Dirty Shirley order and the way that she ordered it, which is like 27 syllables too much, she was like, this bitch doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how to pick a man. She doesn't know how to pick a drink. Um, a French 75 is it's like an old fashioned you drink. It's like a Manhattan. It's like that, or an old fashioned. It's gin. It's champagne. It's a little bit of like lemon juice and like lemon rind. And sometimes, like, I think there might be one other fun thing in there, but those are the main things. I love it maybe with a splash of like Saint Germain. Oh, which is an elderflower liqueur. It's bubbly and it's served in any sort of champagne flute usually or like coup kind of glass. It's just it's definitely just gin and champagne as the major alcohols, but there's two right there, so you're getting it in. Anytime your mixer is another alcohol, you're like, I can't taste it. You're like, oh, it's all because you have nothing to taste against it. It's in fact all alcohol. So good. Yum yum yum. Uh, so basically, then Johnny gets there, and then we get a really shitty moment where Maria knows everything. Like Maria, I don't know if it's just Chloe that went through his phone, because Chloe, who admits that she went through his phone, and later on it gets worse, and he admits that she goes through her phone. Maria happens to know even more than Chloe for whatever reason. The island's small or whatnot, but Chloe starts to get being like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like did you ever cheat on me? Like you did that one time. I mean, whatever. Like you DM that girl that one time. And Johnny's default's like, no, I didn't. And Maria's like, get me the fuck out of here. You just like watch someone die inside. You're like, I don't even know how to I'm gonna tap out. Tap, tap, tap out is what I should say. Sorry, sweetie. Tap, tap, tap in. Okay, so Johnny has to then admit, after lying in the very same moment, that he did get into a DM situation. And the DM situation is that some lady on Jolly Pirate, because God bless, he works on like a drunk tourist magnet. No wonder why he won't ever give it up. Met him and somehow like found him on Instagram or whatnot. He gave him her number and then slid in the DMs. It was like, what are you doing later? No one made up with me and my friend. And then this asshole was like, only if it's a threesome. Now, when they showed this moment in the preview, I was confused because I thought that what had happened was that someone, a girl, had messaged him like, "Do you want to like hook up or whatever?" And that he had said only if it's a threesome because I thought it was his shitty way of including Chloe. Like, sorry, girl, I can't hook up with you unless it's a threesome with my, ethnically non-monogamous partner that we agree on, like that kind of thing, which obviously just like Chris, that was a big leap. And I realize now Chloe had no part of it. It was just this girl and her other friend. So what he basically said is that you're not enough for me or you're ugly. So I'm not going to put any effort or time to just hang out with you while you're drunk in Aruba. But as long as you can also get your friend to not only hook up with me, but also, I'm assuming that you guys do shit like this all the time and we all hook up with each other is the only way I will grace you with my presence. That's what it was. And also, he's seemingly dating Chloe or she's on the way to moving there. If not, I mean, what? That's gross. That's gross. Oh god. Remember when, like, we were supposed to feel bad about his mom dying, all that stuff? Like, we're gonna have to have, like, another, like, Johnny come to fucking Jesus moment where Johnny, like, bears his soul because this isn't it. So yeah, that's what happened there. Obviously what happens next week is bad things, more bad things. She went through his phone, found even more stuff. So, and also the streets are saying they're not together anymore. I hate to be like the bearer of bad news, or that's great news. I mean, yeah, like I wonder if her mom watched this episode and was like, I have to teach you how to order a drink. It can't just be red wine and dirty Shirley's for the rest of your life. How are you not ordering a tequila drink in Aruba? Oh God, I mean, or rum, I guess. Maybe it's not tequila. I don't know. Anything that's like more vodka is just not a hot, tropical, yummy alcohol. Vodka works really well when it's cold to me. It's like Russian. And obviously, whatever, like a mixer. But my God, if you're like where you are, it's the worst drink order ever. I gotta let it go. I could not. Um, I also love the fact that Chloe commits to like a white eyeliner in her waterline to kind of like open up those eyes, you know? Um I love a lava flow. I freaking love a lava flow. Oh my God, a pina colada and strawberry daiquiri together. I mean, yeah. Listen, vodka's great. I don't not like vodka, like vodka soda splash of lime. I mean, that's basically the water I drank in my 20s. Now the water I drink in my is Bordeaux and French 75s. Um, let's move on to Greta and Matthew. Well, if you thought that her talking to Matthew was a hard watch, to me, Greta talking to Matthew's dad was a harder watch, and it emboldened me for her. Like, I detested this entire setup for me. And you could be like, well, the producers wanted another scene. I'm like, what could it have been besides this? Because what ends up happening is she's in a hotel, she's sad. As we know, Matthew seemingly has no friends to tell him anything or talk to about this. So he's talked to his parents, and his parents were really riding on Greta taking Matthew off of their hands emotionally, in life. Like, I get it. Like, okay, but I get it. I mean, okay, I don't have kids, but you want your kids to be happy, right? And then there's all these like society markers that, like, especially older people and, society has told us it'd be great if you hit these things so that we think you're okay, and getting married is one of them, maybe having kids, having a stable job, buying a house, getting a car, like graduating college, like you don't have to do any of these things at all, right? You can live a happy life not doing any of them, a couple of them, whatever. But those are like the tropes that were like, well, is this person doing okay? Have they had, are they in love? Are they married? Do they have kids? And then do they have a mortgage they can pay for? Do they all have sensible jobs? Good. Then I can rest my head on a pillow and sleep well, Um, Matthew's young, and Matthew like met someone online, and then it's not going to work out. And, I think that they are like, "No, we don't wanna deal with him," and, like, he never cleans his room. He's always sad all the time. The cats are even a little like, "Mm, that one's back," and so Matthew seems like a nice gent. He just seems like he is, A, boring, and B, doesn't have a lot of passion or, like, a lot of, like, excitement or interest in his life that, like, makes him an interesting talk. Like, I don't really know what he does. He lives with his parents, or maybe not, kind of, sometimes, yes. He loves Greta. He has a job to, I guess, move out, but doesn't. He didn't go pick her up. I don't like his personality is meh. And Greta's personality isn't. Greta, like, has friends, loves cats, loves animals, was a lawyer, is still a lawyer, could practice, whatever. Like she has a lot going for her. When she talks, there's multiple topics. She can jump around, she can relate, she has an interesting cadence to her, and it's just very different. Obviously, to me, one person on Reddit said this, and so I've hung my hat, is that they describe themselves as like a friend of Greta, and they said that she got the ick. And then I felt that deep in my car, my car, the core of my car is where I felt that. Matthew's an engineer, but I guess okay, and he likes anime. He likes porn. I don't know. He likes cats a little bit. He likes animals, but like not as much as her. I don't know. He's like vegan, but like he's vegan, but like all of the parents like also made a huge thing for her being vegan. So I'm like, how vegan is he? I'm not quite sure. Um, Greta's the girl who abandoned her cat. I mean, the abandoned's abandoned makes me think that she left him out in outdoors, like during a snowstorm. She definitely let the cat be with like friends that love cats. And she had like procured Hazel like later on in life. She gave up Hazel for Matthew, the possibility of Matthew, and then quickly realized that was a bad move, a bad investment move. And then we had to sit through his dad trying to be like, you made a mistake, when we all know that she didn't. And also, we don't want to watch some old man tell a young woman that her thoughts, that her choices aren't real and aren't right. And I definitely don't understand why he can insert himself in such a thing when it has nothing to do with him. It's about Matthew. So I had to watch her be like, well, I understand how you feel that way. Do you mind if I just care about how I feel, I guess, more than how you feel about it? Is that okay with you if I continue my life caring about how I feel a little more than you? Is that okay? I hope you don't mind, old white man. If I can live my life without making a huge decision that keeps me up at night for the rest of my days so that you can sleep soundly, maybe. Is it okay? I hope it's okay, sir. I don't want to upset you. I mean, that's how I saw this scene. How dare, like, she's a grown ass woman who, is a little soft spoken and definitely went to like some level of graduate school or whatever, smart person school, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Didn't go to theater school. Ha ha ha. But I'm saying like she should be trusted to make some decisions. And also, to me, there's like this other thing of like being a worldly person. Whatever is, and this is my opinion, whatever is truly yours cannot be taken away from you. Whatever is meant for you, whatever is truly yours cannot be taken away from you. I think that the relationship that you're supposed to be in, or that whatnot, like, if it was supposed to be, it happens. It might not happen like the exact way it looks, or maybe it goes back, like maybe, I don't know, but like, you don't have to, I think, worry and resent something as being the one way that you were going to be happy. And then you lost that one opportunity. And I can imagine how it could feel that way. But what if, okay, so in this scenario, it's like you were in a relationship and then you left the relationship like Greta, but it was a mistake. And later on you were like, no, no, no. I had someone in my life that liked talking to me. So, and I gave it up. And will I ever find someone who likes talking to me that also like will drink oat milk with me? Like, I don't know. Yes, you will. And or the next time that you feel a piece that is familiar to you, that reminds you of this other person, maybe the lesson being of like leaning into a certain amount of patience will be what you had to go through, what you had to learn from that experience so that you can sit with and be in the present moment with a new person And that's the person you're supposed to be with. But if you hadn't gone through the other one where you resented your choice and didn't know if you made a right choice and whatnot, what was actually yours, wasn't that. And it's this. And it can't be taken away from you because you are the person you are in this very moment, having shown up with all the other experiences. And now that and now you know what certain feelings are like. Yeah, I don't think it's that black and white for him to like be like, this is a big mistake you're making. It's like, well, he's not dying and I'm not dying. So if for any reason you are truly hanging your fucking hat on this being the biggest mistake, I mean, none of us are dying and we'll see what fucking happens. But I'll tell you what I'm not doing, moving into his apartment, and he didn't pick me up from the airport. So maybe Matthew will learn from me, Dad. Maybe you'll tell Matthew that the next time that a woman's going to give up her whole life and cat, you pick her up from the airport and don't tell her she stinks. I don't know. Probably. Maybe he learns. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he meets a woman that doesn't even care about that. And then that's the woman for him. And then his dad has to fucking never tell Greta that he was wrong because men won't. And then this awkward conversation where Greta had to like second guess her feelings in the face of some pink-faced man, in the face of a pink face, doubting her and asking her to like prove to him that she makes good decisions when he is not a party to this. I hated it. So let's move on. Okay, Jenny and Sumit. Oh, we open up on some fresh juices, and we get Jenny coming out of the woodwork with so much passion. It's a full Jenny monologue. She's had it. She has had it. She has had enough. ENUF. She's like, I fucking hate it here. It's hard. I hate it. This place is bad. Everything about this place is bad. There's no place for me to put my stuff. It sucks. I have so much stuff I don't know where to put it. Your mom is super controlling. It sucks. I hate it. And then Sumit's like, you're just complaining. And she's like, oh, so you can hear what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I know I am. Do you? And also, we need to do something about this. Why it's weird to me. I'm like, well, Jenny, can you afford to move out? And if so, then yes. I just don't know if they can, can you move out? It's like to me, it's like either yes or no. Because Jenny has a fixed income, and we know that this cafe has not been making any money. A, it's closed now, and B, she gave away the money. I love her. Come on. So where are you gonna live? Because to me, she should be like, if we don't move out, I'm moving back to America. But she won't. So he's like, I like it here. She's like, well, we have no privacy. We have to hide our drinks and then drink like teenagers. Like, yeah, I love it. And she's like, you love drinking like teenagers? He's like, yes. Then Jenny says this, and I'm dying over it. Do I have an order? She's like, I feel like Sumit and I are already growing apart. Our sex life is basically done. And we're like, oh my God, Jenny, tell us more. When we were living on our own in the house and the apartment, sex life was fucking great 3 to 4 times a week. Did you hear that? Did you hear it? I loved it. If nothing happened the entire season, now later on, Jenny gets hit on the head. I hate that for her. But knowing that they have sex 3 to 4 times a week was a great win for me. They have sex 3 to 4 times a week? That's like a lot, right? I mean, just it's a lot for the age reasons and like the amount of time they've been together. These aren't newlyweds. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, 3 to 4 times a week. I mean, is that because she just like gets a little drunk and then she just gets a little frisky and he's like, yeah, I love that. I want 1,000,000,000% more information. Remember when they went to the Kama Sutra stuff clinic? Anyway, I'm like, "How do you have like, yeah, how do you have sex in this place?" And she's like, "I don't. I hate it here." No wonder why she hates it, honey. All she gets is Satna, like, telling her what to do, and it's just like, "Get in here, clean the dishes, make the tea." Okay, they're gonna okay, let me move on. So they're gonna go, do family time. The family time is a picnic in the park and playing cricket. Oh my god, we get such great shots, and it's the whole family. Dad, mom, sorry, there's no sister. Sister-in-law, and then also brother, their kid, obviously, and, Jenny and Sumit. And they're playing cricket, honey. And, at first Sumit's like, "Jenny is not athletic. She can't even play catch." And we're like, "Well, that is funny." I'm so unathletic that, like, I look like Jenny when I'm doing anything. Like, I'm sorry, the way that Jenny was moving around the cricket ball is exactly the way that I look in any sport. I watched a video yesterday of me just running after, like, like, playing with a dog, like, and, like, someone was, like, throwing something for the dog, and the dog would, like, run after, like, whatever, like, wet rag of rope or whatever, and I have to, like, I'm chasing after the dog, and it's, like, the cringiest thing to watch me move. I'm so slow, and it feels like my body is, like, 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 my legs hate the idea that they have to, like, go above a saunter, and so the you see the humiliation and you see the embarrassment, but you also just see the laziness in my body as it tries to force itself through space and time when I have to run or get after something. I'm too slow. So many sports are like, get that ball before that person, or keep the ball from that person, right? And that's bad because the person is gonna, like, get in my space and want to get the ball, and then, like, I'm gonna have to run away from that person. I can't run. If the person has the ball and they run away from me, I can't catch them. I look like Jenny. Okay, so they're playing because they do this a lot, and that makes sense for them. And Jenny, honey, Jenny gets hit in the goddamn head. I try to take the perfect shot of Jenny getting hit in the head because I'm a horrible person, and I couldn't get it. But I hope that she was okay because I don't know what a cricket ball is like, but if it's hard, I hope that was like, I mean, like, how do you know you don't have, like, a brain bleed or something like that? You don't It's hard when elder people have, and I love you, Jenny, when they have trauma to their body in a small way, because sometimes you don't know, like, how that's gonna come down the line. Like, if she, like, if she gets hit in the head and then she, like, falls to the ground, is she gonna, like, hurt a hip later? You know? Ugh, it's so hard out there. Um, I didn't like seeing her get hit on the head, and then also, like, no one seeing if she was okay. Now, she fell to the ground in a comical way, which was sprightly, but also I don't know if she was, like, embarrassed to be on camera, and I feel, like, embarrassed that this would happen on camera, and, Jenny, if you're watching, because as I've let you guys know, Jenny watches my YouTube. Jenny would look the exact same way at 43. I mean, I also don't do sports, and things hit me in the head all the time. I'm so tall, like, I fall all the time. I have banged up knees for, like, just walking. It's sad. And so I was gonna say, like, I'm happy that she's getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jenny was 100% more about this cricket than she was about yoga. So then after the cricket, um, Sadhna starts by having everyone sit down and is like, "I'm so happy that everyone is here and everyone has come together. I'm so happy that we're all as one living underneath the house, and that you and Sumit, like, came back to us." And she kind of, like, starts that. And, Sumit uses this moment to be like, "Okay, well, happy that you're happy, but, the reason why I wasn't there the whole time was because you didn't accept my wife and I, so that's what had to get over we had to get over that for us to be together. And she's like, "That's not really what happened." And then from that moment, it turns 180 to then him being like, "Oh, yeah, 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 come on. That is what happened. You're very controlling about the things that you want, and then you finally accepted my wife and I, and that's why we're around here. And the minute that that doesn't happen, we won't be here." And she's like, "How dare you? How dare you say such things to me?" He's like, "The truth?" He's like, "I love you, but you are controlling. Like you and you're judgmental. Like you want things done your way or nobody's way." And she loses her shit. And f- Sumit, who has had a backbone in this, is obviously the one talking. Jenny's like, "What is she crying about?" But it's like the sister-in-law and the brother that start to really fucking have their back. Yeah. Sister-in-law is like, "She's impossible to make happy. Look at me. You'd think that she should be on my fucking kissing my goddamn feet for marrying her other son, letting her boss me around. You know how good my chai is?" I don't know why they live with them. Why those yeah. I mean, unless you're gonna tell me, "Bitch, it's because what happens in India is they live together. That's why. Get out of your American asshole." And I'd be like, "Okay, fine." And I don't know if like the matriarch of most Indian families like call the shots, but certainly Sumit's dad doesn't and hasn't ever said anything. I mean, Sumit's dad, like, makes Dev look like Bethany Frankel. Like, won't fucking shut up. Bethany fucking Frankel. Anyway, um, Sumit's dad doesn't say anything. Well, everyone's like, "Yeah, you are very controlling, and it's really intense, a nightmare." And it's basically, yeah, like the mom's like, "Well, if I don't tell people to clean up, if I don't tell people to wash the dishes, we have dirty dishes. Is that bad?" And it's like, you know what? Yeah, it is that bad. I don't want you to have dirty dishes. Not with this many people in the home. Whoever whoever cooks for the family doesn't have to wash dishes, and whoever eats has to wash dishes. Are they all pulling money together to live in this house, or does Sumit's parents pay a little more? And those are the questions we have to ask. Because if Sumit's parents pay more, then certainly Jenny and Sumit have to repay the fund by doing various chores. That's just the way it is, helping around the house, like cleaning up. Like, you can't just walk into a space day in, day out and be like, "I'm sharing this space, but I never clean it." Even if you're like, "I didn't mess it up." It's like, no, your existence did. You sitting there with your body makes like dust. It's like the dead skin from your body creeps out into the world, into the air, and lands with all the other dust particles in the galaxy on different pieces of furniture. So your whole life and breath means that if you share the space at some point every 2 days, you do a reset. You wipe things down, you get a broom out. Now, Jenny seemingly doesn't want to do a lot of that work. And I would like to know how much she does, how much Sumit does. Does Sumit know he has to do more because he chose to marry someone who doesn't have like as much energy as someone else and doesn't have like, and also the desire? Jenny has never in her whole life been like, "Sumit, I'll try. I really want to be a good daughter-in-law. I really want to learn how to be an Indian wife really bad. I've always wanted it. Thank you for letting me learn from your mom." Like, no, is the answer. She hates it. Um, yeah, you have to like do one of the things though. So like if Jenny is sharing the space though and eating chan masala or butter chicken when she's not making spaghetti, then she has to be like cleaning up and dusting things and sweeping things and taking out the trash, a combination of this. It can't just be Jenny, but like everyone should have a thing that they do real good. you know like if Jenny doesn't want to get up at 5 a.m., like Jenny can just be like, "I'm not going to be the 5 a.m. tea person. I know that that's something that has to happen for this household. It's not gonna be me, though. It won't be me. So, knowing that I'm not gonna be a 5 AM chai person, making them the chai before the mom wakes up, I know I'm gonna be the 8 PM dishwasher. I am the 8 PM dishwasher. At 8 PM, I go and see if there are dishes, and if there are dishes, I wash them until there are no more dishes left. And at 10 PM, I put them away, or I make Sumit do it. I know at 8 PM I wash dishes, and at 10 PM, Sumit knows he has to go out and put the dry dishes back away, and then the dishes are done every night. Okay. Manon and Anthony. So Manon and Anthony, we also did not have on the episode 16, and then we got them on episode 17. Um, Manon has been really open and lovely on social media with me, and she's like reached out to me. Um, and like hopefully I'll be able to maybe have a little talk with her or something with you guys. Like, I would like to have her like as a guest on YouTube or the podcast. I really would. So, but I just have to like make sure that can happen. But at one point, I will tell you because obnoxiously, how many times I have to tell you that I was in France for the holidays. So Manon had reached out to me on TikTok and was like messaging me back and forth. And I knew that she didn't live in Paris, right? Because she's very open. She lives in, they say Marseille or Provence area. It's like she doesn't live in Marseille, but it's close. She lives in like in the southern part of France. How horrible for her. And Paris is like not, it's pretty north. So, but I did a study abroad when I was in college 10 years ago. Lie. And it was like part in Paris and part in a medieval French town that has a theater festival in the summer, and it's called Avignon. And so one of the things I really wanted to do was like maybe take the train from Paris to Avignon and like reunite with this magical city that I used to be, I was a young person in and like ran around in and was like, I loved. But that didn't get to happen for a lot of reasons. A, that's very hard to do. And then B, I had my dad and he like didn't want to walk. And C, I just didn't have time. Okay, all that to say, there was a moment where I was like, Manon, if I got myself to Avignon, would you be able to like meet me in Avignon? And she was like, yes. And then I didn't get there. But I'll just keep saying it. Um, so Manon opens on a full French fucking conversation with her mom. I love when people talk in their native languages because then you get to like really see them and their mannerisms with, like they're, with someone else that they trust and love. And you get to see that person's like, you know, true personality when they get to express themselves in the language that they love the most, and Manon speaks perfect English, but Manon's mom doesn't. And so to have an elongated scene of watching Manon's mom just talk to her, converse in the tongue that she knows really well was great because it's like, oh, we get to like see this person. Manon's mom, we only kind of saw with her dad, and it was kind of like awkward, cold, like she's making us mad and she's always so dramatic. But like watching a long conversation, again, I keep saying it in French, you learn a lot. So at this point, it looks like a couple of weeks because Ben is visibly older than when they first moved there. I mean, the hair is coming in, it's super cute, it's curly as fuck. But like, kids really put kids put that age on fast if you're like, oh my God. It's like feels like in one day you like, was that a 3 centimeter growth? Maybe like 3 inches. Maybe that's more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a kid, but I get to play with my friend's baby this weekend. I'm really excited about it. Because my friend's baby is like this age, like toddler age now. And again, like, from baby to toddler is like, oh my God, that's a baby, that's a little person now. Okay, so Ben is enjoying mom time and they seem real chill. She's feeding him. She's doing a lot of like that basic caregiver stuff. And the mom is like, what are you feeding him? And she's like, yeah, like I know what to do now. I feel confident. And it is because Anthony took so much on of like the primary caregiver role. And I guess as Ben started to become more comfortable with that, and then that became like a preferred routine, it makes the other person feel like not as confident because like a natural instinct of like, oh, I want to feed my baby something. If, if suddenly they go to get it and then let's just say it's applesauce and Anthony is like, oh, no, he wants it warmed up first. You like have these like micro moments like, oh, okay, I don't know what my son wants. I was gonna get a regular cold. I must be dumb. Okay, I don't know. Or, and then you just like slowly give up faith that you're not doing things right because you want the survival of your kid, and also the kid could cry. So you're like, oh, whatever. Let's make him stop crying. Um, so we get a little backstory of Manon. Her dad owned a security company. So you're like, oh, he's a business owner. But, you know, because he was a business owner, he had a lot of like financial responsibilities. And when things didn't weren't up to speed, he would have to make sure that his workers were paid or they wouldn't come back, they wouldn't work. So there was like a lot of debt and a lot of financial insecurity that resulted in two things. A kind of like parental relationship where Manon was given an two adult a task of like calculating debt, and then also kind of like parentified, kind of like her mom, which is watching her mom be at the supermarket and then the anxiety and embarrassment or shame or fear that their credit card would be declined and what that would mean. And like everything is everything, but I live in a big town, so like if my credit card is declined somewhere like at a Ralph's, I assume that people that are watching this happen don't know me. They're just like, look at that person who can't afford this right now or whatever, or like maybe this person's credit card isn't working or maybe whatever. But obviously, if you're a little girl and you're going to the shop that you always go to, and maybe it's a smaller French town and maybe you know people there. And so like it could be who's there? Is that Mrs. Blobbity Blue? Are they watching this happen? And Manon's like, it fucking made me so crazy. It made me so anxious. And I felt so without that I was like, I can't have this happen. That's why I work so hard. Um, she's like, yet I'm now being honest with myself that as much as I like want financial freedom, I definitely don't want to miss my son getting older because my dad wasn't around. And like this fucked up thing happened where Manon says that she was at a business meeting and she decided to leave the day, and that was the day that Ben took his first steps, and then so she had to like be somewhere and then get a video from Anthony just like watch this and then just be like, oh, I'm not there. And you like watch your child's first steps and you hear like one cheer and it's your husband's cheer, and you like know that in that moment it would have been great if it was like two sounds of people cheering. Oh, voila! There it is. I don't know. You know how many times they say voila? So many times they say voila in France. Like to me, this trip was a lot of voilas. And it's so funny because like when you're not French, you think of voila being this is an American thing. Like voila! Like I'm about to do a magic trick and I have a hat and it's like voila, and it's like a white rabbit or whatever. But so many times it's like there it is. There's the Uber. Voila. I'm like, oh, yeah. Anyway, now I'm like everywhere I go. Honey, Ben's walking. Voila. Voila. Okay. I don't know why I'm now saying it like a Lebanese person. Voila. Voila. I see it. Voila. No, just so you know, Lebanese people speak better French than, I mean, obviously me. So they wouldn't speak French in an Arabic accent. They speak French in a French accent. They're very well educated, not me. That's why I did what I did. So Manon's like, I just want to be a mom now. Like, fuck money, get babies, fuck money. Okay. So she's like, I want to be with Ben and I don't want to like, miss out on anything. And she also, at one key, also, it's like an interesting thing. She says to her mom in the very beginning, like, of this conversation, like, I don't have the same situation as you. I work. And I wonder, feel like there's a part of Manon that's not saying, I have to work this hard because I don't have a husband that's going to work. I cannot rely on my husband to financially provide for my family, period. I don't even know how he does it for himself or how he did it for himself before I came along. His parents, but they don't like me enough to give me money. I'm not quite sure. It's interesting. Um, yeah, like to me, if Ben got a job, that's actually, to me, the thing that needs to happen to balance everything because they moved to France so she would have a better relationship with her child and a better relationship with Ben and also save money, maybe buy a house. Those are all the things. But in order for her to work less and to have a better relationship with Ben and him, I think the money stress should be off of her. And one great way for that to happen is if he was bringing in something. Now, you and I both know that there's such thing as the magic of Hollywood. So in this scene, we're supposed to believe that she's like, I'm going to hold off for the business now, which coincidentally has been launched on the internet. So you can buy soap, um, buy her soap. Listen, France makes great products, makes great beauty products. And I'm sure like, her soap smells great. Um, yeah, I actually am interested in it. I am not usually a hard soap girl. That's like, remember when Chloe and her mom are like, you use bar soap? But there's like fancy bar soap. I actually don't use bar soap. I really am someone who just likes a fresh washcloth and body gel. I love body gel and a fresh I can't talk, washcloth. And the body gels always change. Like I definitely always love to have like a lavender something on me. Like I really enjoy lavender. Um, and for a long time, people like Necessaire and Aesop. I'm like, whatever. I was basic and liked the Le Occitan almond oil. I think that smells really good. It's a scent that like makes me feel clean afterward, and I like the feeling, the texture. Um, bar soap tends to, I feel like, leave a residue that isn't that feels like chalky. And it smells like it's like a soap residue. Like, there's like I don't know, but maybe the goat milk thing, I'm not quite sure. Maybe rinses thing. And the other thing about bar soap is like, okay, so it's a big block of bar soap, and then you get it wet, and then then you to me, you would have to then put it on a washcloth, and you're getting the washcloth like sudsy, and then using the washcloth all over your body. Then you just have a slippy thing of soap that's like wet and has the bubbles on it and like gonna stick. And then you're supposed to put it into a soap dish, and then it seals itself on the soap dish. And then from the moment that it's not fresh soap, it looks bad for the rest of the time it's there until it's like slivers. It's like hardens to the soap dish, it gets stuck there, and then the next time you use it, it's like, how do you even get it out? It's slippery. It's like the actual experience of bar soap is nightmarish. I got it, Chloe, what she said. I was like, yeah, I get it. No, it's just hard. It doesn't feel clean. It feels like a whole fucking rigmarole. And then just to put the wet soap on something just never feels clean again with the soap. Like I want my soap to be like in a container that doesn't have air access. And then I want to be easily put on, to a device that gets sudsy. And then I want to use that device all over myself. And then when I rinse off, it's like nothing really left, maybe a slight smell, but no residue. And there was no like weird soap dish. Because, okay, this is my last thing I'll fucking say about it. And you're like, good, bitch, fine. Okay, I have a basic bathtub shower combo. Okay. And in those basic bathtub shower combos, there is a built in soap dish, right? Like it's built in the wall. I don't even understand what you're like. You're supposed to put the soap in that built in soap dish and then it's supposed to stay there because there's never been a time it has. Every time I've put anything in that built-in soap dish, because it's soapy and slippery, I'll put it in, and then what it fucking does, it jumps right back out onto the shower floor. And now your shower floor is going to get an extra layer of residue and you're going to fall. What Who thought of it? Everyone's like soap on a rope. Okay, fine, soap on a rope. I hate to say this too. Soap on a rope gives mild penitentiary vibes. Like, I hate to say that, but unfortunately, I grew up in a culture where like don't drop the soap meant something. And we all know what it means. I don't want to say what it means. It's like there's so many things that I grew up with that are horrible or vulgar, like, Native American giver, God bless, like I said earlier, or this like soap on a rope trope, which means if you're in a penitentiary and you drop a soap, you get raped. That's what that means. Okay. So I had to hear that. So like there was like a generation that like that was a joke. So soap on a rope isn't a positive thing for me. It feels like danger's afoot. The opposite of clean in the sense could be threatening. No. I mean, no, yeah, I think I've already described what I like. Like not even Dr. Bronner's, but like, yeah, like I don't need to be super fancy. I like Dr. Teal's or Teal's, like anything lavender truly would be lovely, but like the good smelling lavender and not the shitty smelling lavender, which, no one does lavender better than France. Honey, that Provence lavender, that's the real shit. It smells so good. That's the end of the episode. Zuh. That's it. That's what happened. Can you believe it? I talked about it all. You guys, what did you think? I'm so yeah, I'm like, well, whatever. I'm into this season and like, we're obviously 16 and 17, like who knows what's going to happen after this, but I love Before the 90 Days too. So overall it's like it's a very good time to be a 90 Day Fiance fan. A lot of good new couples right now on both shows. There's no old couple except for Jenny and Sumit, and I don't mind that. I like them. Like there's not one couple we've seen before. It's like so many brand new people. Except Madeline and Luke. Fuck. Madeline and Luke and Jenny and Sumit. Um, yeah. Jenny and Sumit are like the perfect the other way couple. There's nothing more the other way than Jenny and Sumit. Although they could also be unhappily ever after. Which people were also like, were they supposed to be unhappily ever after and then got moved to here? You don't know. Because at this point they can film however many couples and then put them on whatever show they want. Oh, look, there's a brand new Love in Paradise. Oh, so you just have couples that are just in beautiful places that you didn't have room for in other situations. So you're gonna put them on this. It's so interesting. Interesting is the word. All right, my babes. That is it on this combo live recap. I'm so thankful of you guys being here and spending time with me. If you haven't yet, please like this video, like give it a thumbs up. Just tickle my algorithm. It just makes everyone and me, but YouTube and Meta and all of the people understand that what I'm doing right here isn't a nightmare for you guys and should be lauded and celebrated in the algorithm and stream. If you watch dumb things and you want someone like me to talk endlessly about minutia and details and wonder why, I mean, this is the place for you. Also, um obviously moments of song, 90s references, stories about myself, um and pop culture stories. All right, so yeah, that's what's happening here. Thank you so much for listening. And obviously, yes, if you want more of me, you absolutely can get more. If you have a podcast listening device, go and download Vanity Fair, give it 5 stars. And you can also listen to that's the Before the 90 Days feed. And also, it's on Patreon right now. If you want any of the visuals early, you can go to Patreon, Chris Farah. Sign up there. Substack, Chris Farah. I'm going to post a huge post with my Paris and London travels, but you'll know also the whole sides of everything if you listen to me. Because it's gonna look like I had the best time, and I certainly did, but I also, God bless, went through it. Um, as one does. Nothing's perfect. But at the same time, Chris Elfair exists on TikTok and Twitter. You can like TikTok and Instagram. TikTok, yeah. Sheena and Manon are both talking to me there, are in the comments on my TikToks. And there's a lot of conversation in those, which is fun. I love having conversation like facilitated on videos and posts. So Instagram, TikTok, Substack, Patreon, Vanity Fair, the podcast, Vanity Fair, the Facebook group, and you can like Chris Fair on Facebook, where I'm also streaming from. This is what the kids do now? This is what they do? You tell me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's going to be a great new year for us. Tomorrow, which is the 31st, I will go live with my cousin Monique and we'll talk sister wives. And it's going to be our reaction to the apology tour. So, if you watch Sister Wives, you want to like hear us process Janelle and Mary and everyone and Christine. Like that's it. And Monique and I love that show so much, and we hate Cody so much, and I can't wait to talk about it with her because she is my cousin sister. So that's tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. It'll be a live recap just like this. And other than that, my heart and soul with you as you prepare for the next year for yourself. So it's going to require you to do some introspection and some planning and some grace that you give yourself in space to like be with yourself and take care of yourself, and also a bunch of like prayers and energy and like good vibes that I'm giving you for 2026. Is the dawn of a new era, like I said, and it's important that we get our shit together so that we can come out guns blazing. Not real guns. I certainly hope that you have a happy New Year's Eve. In Los Angeles, it'll be raining. So, but you're going to see me before then if you show up for my Sister Wives live tomorrow with my cousin. I'm pumped. So let's do our breath and I'll let you guys leave. If you want to follow me on Instagram tonight and you care about reality gaze, Matt Maher and I are going to go see a very fun show tonight in LA that I'm super excited to see. It's a performer that I have never seen before, but I like this person is a performer's performer, in that a lot of my funnest, campiest queens love this person who plays all over America and who has like a great career. And like, can't wait to see this person because uh, this person plays like amazing venues, and I'm going to be a little bit inspired and awe. So I'm super excited. So Chris L. Fair on Instagram if you want to see me and Matt Maher live it up tonight. Let's do our breaths. Yay. Yeah, Maddie and I are going. Maddie's obsessed with this person, and I cannot wait to see this performer live. This performer plays Cafe Carlisle in Provincetown a lot. So, I love a camp queen. We're going to do a breath, and the breath is what a gift we give ourselves for being all together. If you're in the room right now, we're present, and you're just listening to this voice. For some reason, in space and time, in this world, at 5:39 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, wherever you are, there's people listening to my voice, and we're all present together. That's true. People are working, maybe, or putting stuff away, or maybe they're on their drive. But in this very special moment, we are sharing a certain kind of space, which I'll probably never get over. And that's why I can't get rid of the breath, because I think it's like the only intentional time in which I can really sit in that. And for some reason, the thought of sitting in it, that anyone has spent a moment of their day to like listen to me talk, is like sometimes overwhelming. I find it like I have waves of gratitude, also like waves of insecurity. Like, why? Isn't that weird? Anyway, I could cry. I'm not going to. But the breath is nice. I just like, I can't believe I get to do this. And I can't believe that I get to have anyone in the room with me. And I want everyone to know that we're all conscious together. fighting the fight. And I think that I said this kind of over and over again. It was my big concept that I got into on the before the 90 days episode I shot Sunday, which is this of the couples and the people who long for just someone to lubricate the present moment so they can safely, easily get to the next moment, which I think, happens when you don't want to be like super present in the present moment because there can be fear of what can be, but it doesn't have to be, right? If you are present in this moment, you are open and vulnerable. And if you shy away from that, I think that's worth exploring. So in this moment, we are all together. So let's breathe it out and breathe it in twice, one rehearsal, and then once more, because we give ourselves a little grace to get it right and better the second time. We're not one and dones here, my loves. Okay, breathe it out. And then bring it in. And then bring it out. And this is the real one. We're all together. So breathe with me. I do not know this person. I do. I wish I did. Whatever is yours, whatever is mine, and whatever is ours cannot be taken away from us. So we have to sort of trust it. Whatever's supposed to be ours is ours. I mean, if something isn't ours and it goes away, well, closer to the thing that is ours then, I guess. All right, my loves, take care of yourselves and one another and stand up for what you believe and you make art when you can. Okay, I'll talk to you later, like tomorrow.